Hello, and welcome to Grug Gaming, and welcome back to our playthrough of Knights of the Old Republic. Woo! If you remember, in our last episode, we had finally defeated Bendek Starkiller by cheating just a little bit, and we had now decided that we were going to need to head out to the Hidden Beck base. So I believe that's just outside of the cantina here in the lower city. Let's head out here, back into the lower city streets that we've been cleaning up a bit. Oh, need to fix one thing. Sorry about that, folks. Had to fix a little thing there in the recording. Alrighty, so I believe, yep, here's the Hidden Beck base. Let's see what's going to be required to get inside here.
Hey, you can't just walk in here. This is the Hidden Beck base. How do I know you're not a Vulcar spy sent to kill Gadon Thek?
I need Gadon's help. I was told to speak to him.
A lot of people want to go inside and speak to Gadon. He's a hero of the common folk. But the days of the Hidden Beck's open door policy are gone. Between the Sith conquest and the Vulcar gang war, Gadon has more enemies than he used to. We're being careful about who we let in now.
Let's try persuading. We haven't done much of that. We put a couple more points into it. Let's see how we do. Maybe a bribe could get me in.
My loyalty's not for sale. I've been with the Hidden Becks for years, and I'm not going to desert Gadon now just because everyone is turning against him.
Maybe I could be an ally against those enemies.
Well, we do need all the help we can get. And you don't look like you're with the Vulcars or the Sith. Besides, it's not like you can do anything to harm Gadon in the heart of his own base. Not with Zerdra watching his back.
So you're going to let me in?
Go in and speak to Gadon if you want. Just remember to be on your best behavior. The Hidden Becks are watching you.
Okay. I like how quickly that went from we're not allowed to in to, yeah, go on in. Take your weapons with you. TSA levels of security here. Ooh. Lots of people in here. Let's see who has anything to say to us. A couple people standing over here.
Hold it right there. Who are you, and what is your business with Gadon?
Calm down, Zerdra. Nobody's going to try anything here in the middle of our own base. It would be a suicide mission.
You're too trusting, Gadon. Brejik and his Vulcars want you dead. Anyone we don't know is a potential threat, and it's my job to make sure you're safe.
Do you want us to start attacking strangers on sight, Zerdra? Like the Vulcars do? I will never let it come to that. Now step aside and let them pass.
As you wish. You can speak to Gadon if you want, but I've got my eye on you. You try anything and you'll be vaporized before you can say Vulcar spy.
Well, in that case, we better save so we don't have to go through deja vu land if things go horribly wrong again.
You'll have to forgive Zerdra. Ever since Brejik and the Vulcars began this war against us, she's been a little overzealous in her security duties. The problems with the Sith haven't helped things. Zerdra seems to forget that I know how to look after myself. Now, how can I help you?
Did we get right to the point? Yeah. I need information on those Republic escape pods that crashed in the Undercity.
The escape pods? You know, I heard the Sith have been asking around the upper city about them as well. But you don't look like you're with the Sith.
They might be spies, Gadon. They might be working for the Sith.
Calm down, Zerdra. If the Sith thought we knew anything useful, they'd have a battalion of troops kicking down our door. No, I think this off-worlder has his own agenda.
Don't worry. I'm not working with the Sith.
I suppose I could tell you what I know. It's not like it could do any harm to me or my gang. But it might cause problems for the Vulcars, and that's okay in my book. The Vulcars stripped those pods clean within hours after they landed. It's too bad we didn't get there first, considering what my spies reported the Vulcars found. A female Republic officer named Bastila survived the crash. We Becks don't believe in intergalactic slavery, but the Vulcars aren't so picky. They took her prisoner.
Bastil is a slave. What will happen to her now?
Normally, the Vulkars would take a captured slave and sell them for a nice profit to Davik, or an off-world slaver. But a Republic officer is no ordinary catch.
I still think Bastila is just a Republic officer. That could work to our advantage. Maybe she'll even figure out a way to escape from the Vulkar base on her own.
She's too valuable to leave with the Vulkar scum at the base. Brejik's probably got your Republic friend hidden away somewhere safe until the big swoop race. You'll never find her.
Swoop race? What does that have to do with it?
I'm afraid your friend has become a pawn in Brejik's game to take over the lower city. He's offered her up as the Vulkar's share of the prize in the annual swoop gang race. By putting up such a valuable prize, Brejik hopes to win the loyalty of some of the smaller gangs. Their numbers will allow him to finally destroy me and my followers.
So how do you propose we go about rescuing Bastila then? Well, we can't fight all the gangs.
The only hope you have of rescuing Bastila is to somehow win the big season opener of the swoop race.
But I don't even have a swoop bike.
I might be able to help you with this, if you'd be willing to help us. We both have something to gain here, and much to lose.
What are you proposing, buddy?
The swoop race is for the lower city gangs only. I could sponsor you as a rider for the Hiddenbecks this year. If you win the race, you'll win your friend's freedom. But first, you have to do something for me. My mechanics have developed an accelerator for a swoop engine. A bike with the accelerator installed can beat any other swoop out there. But the Vulkars stole the prototype from us. They plan to use it to guarantee a victory in this year's swoop race. I need you to break into their base and steal it back.
How am I supposed to get inside the Vulkar base, buddy? Think Carth, Mr. Stinky back here, just supposed to waft his smells all over them and they'll pass out?
Getting into the Vulkar base won't be easy. The front doors are locked tight. But I know someone who might be able to get you in the back way. Mission Veo.
Mission? Gaddon, you can't be serious. She's just a kid. How is she supposed to help them with this?
Mission's explored every step of every back alley in the lower city. Plus, she knows the Undercity sewers better than anyone. If anyone can get inside the Vulkar base, it's her.
Where can I find Mission?
She and her Wookiee friend Zalbar are always looking to stir up a little excitement. They like to go exploring in the Undercity, despite the dangers. Your best bet is to look for her in the Undercity. But you'll need some way past the Sith guard post at the elevator.
I've got some Sith uniforms to disguise myself.
A simple disguise might have worked on the upper city guard, but the security down here is much tougher. You'll need the proper papers to get past him. Luckily, my gang ambushed one of the Sith patrols headed down to the Undercity. They never made it, and their security papers fell into my hands. Since we're working together now, I suppose I could give them to you in exchange for your uniforms. With the security papers, you won't need a disguise anyway.
Aww, but I kind of like the uniforms. They looked cool. What do you want with the Sith uniforms, buddy?
I like to be prepared. Eventually, the Sith are going to try to drive us out of the Undercity. Sith disguises might give my people the edge we need in a crucial battle.
Okay, I guess if we're not going to need the Sith uniforms anymore, we can trade them to you.
Good choice. Thanks for the uniforms. You won't need them with these security papers anyway. Now, is there anything else I can do for you?
How about we ask this guy some questions while we're here? Just make sure that we get all the information we can.
Your time would probably be better spent going after the prototype swoop engine the Vulkars stole from us. But I'll answer your questions if I can.
Well, we could just be insulting, but is there something wrong with your eyes?
Very tactful. Are you itching for a fight or something?
How dare you? I should kill you where you stand.
Calm down, Zerdra. I'm not ashamed of what I've become. As you can see, I lost my eyes in a swoop racing crash. I rely on these artificial replacements to see now. But my blindness was not the worst consequence of my accident. My affliction was what eventually led to this war between my Becks and the Vulkars.
What do you mean? Since we apparently insulted you already.
When I lost my sight in the swoop bike accident, Everyone assumed I would step down as leader of the Hidden Becks and let Brezhik, my most trusted follower, take over. But with my ocular implants, I can still see well enough to lead this gang, and I knew Brezhik wasn't ready to take over yet. Unfortunately, Brezhik didn't agree with me. In a rage, he left to join our arch-rivals, the Black Vulkars. A lot of the younger gang members followed him, and soon he and his followers had taken control of the Vulkar gang.
But why start a gang war with the Becks?
Brezhik is a proud man. My decision was a public humiliation for him. Maybe if I had stepped down, this gang war could have been avoided.
Don't fool yourself, Gadden. Brezhik wants to control the lower city gangs. If you'd stepped down, he'd have led the Becks against the Vulkars. He wanted this war, one way or another.
I know you're right, Zerdra. Brezhik won't rest until I am dead and the Becks are no more. But it's hard to accept the truth of his betrayal.
I want to ask you something else, Mr. Blind Man.
Your time would probably be better spent going after the prototype swoop engine the Vulkars stole from us. But I'll answer your questions if I can.
You said you were having problems with the Sith.
A foreign army invades Terrace, declares martial law, and locks down all travel to and from the planet? You damn well bet I have a problem with that. If the Sith ever moved in down here, all the swoop gangs would unite against them. We'd use hit-and-run guerrilla tactics to pick them off. Their casualties would be enormous.
Don't fool yourself. The Sith would never commit to that kind of operation. They'd probably do something much more grand and deadly.
But so far, the Sith have stayed out of the lower city, and our strength is wasted on this stupid gang war. I tried to explain this to Brezhik, but he and his Vulkars won't listen.
I want to ask you some questions, again.
Your time would probably be better spent going after the prototype swoop engine the Vulkars stole from us. But I'll answer your questions if I can.
Let's see here. Is there any way off this planet?
Not while the Sith quarantine is in place. Even the fastest smuggler ships can't break the blockade of the fleet surrounding the planet without the proper launch codes. Any ship leaving the Terrace atmosphere without the proper codes would be instantly disintegrated by blaster cannons fired by the Sith fleet's automated targeting systems.
Let's ask him one more
Your time would
thing.
probably be better spent going after the prototype swoop engine the Vulkars stole from us. But I'll answer your questions if I can.
Let's see here. Oh, it looks like we've asked him everything we can. I'll be back when I get the prototype accelerator.
I suggest you hurry. The swoop race is coming up, and we want you to have time to practice before the race.
Alrighty. So we lost our Sith uniforms, but we got those papers. Search for Bastila. Gadden Thek, leader of the Hidden Beck swoop gang, will help you get Bastila back if you recover a prototype swoop accelerator stolen by the rival Black Vulkars. He suggested you look for Mission Vow in the Undercity or the sewers to help get you in. Alrighty. Let's talk to Miss Happy Face over here.
You can speak to Gadden if you want, but I've got my eye on you. You try anything and you'll be vaporized before you can say Vulkar spy.
Well, you're friendly. Let's take a quick look around. It's a locked room. Let's make sure there's no, Ooh. Somebody left this cylinder unlocked. That means it belongs to me. What's going on back here? Some guys kind of chilling out. Oh, that's a locked door. Is this a bar with no bartender? Very sad. And let's go ahead and head over this way. Another locked door over there. How about over here? What do we got? Ooh, another not locked door. My favorite type of door. Aww. But it was ruined by my least favorite type of door. Well, looks like we won't be getting many goodies from here. Let's go ahead and leave the Hidden Beck vase. Head back out into the lower city. Karth, what are you doing? Where are you? Come on, buddy. Come on, I know Basic things like walking are hard, but you can do this. There we go. Alright. Go ahead and save now that we've accomplished a little bit. And which direction did we need to go here to get to the Undercity? We need to go to the right. Some excitement happening outside the window there. Oh, that's right. Over here's where that Sith Trooper is with all those gun emplacements. Man, somebody should really clean this mess up. Right. Hey, buddy. How you doing? Oh. Out of the way, Card.
Hold on there, civilian. Only those with official Sith business are allowed into the Undercity. Unless you've got the proper security papers, you better just turn around and go back the way you came.
Why, I just happen to have the security papers right here, officer.
Let me see. Yeah, these look to be in order. Okay, you can go down if you want. Can't say I envy you, though. The Undercity is crawling with mutants. Rat ghouls, they call them. If you see anything moving down there, shoot first and ask questions later.
All right.
You there, Upworlder! Anyone using this elevator has to pay the toll.
Yeah, this is our elevator. If you use it, you gotta give us something.
I don't believe this planet. Even the beggars are trying to shake us down.
5 credits. That's what it costs to use our elevator. 5 credits.
Huh. Kind of a mean way to say hello. Who are you and what are you doing here in the Undercity, buds? How about this? I like this better, actually. Get out of here, you filthy beggars, or I'll use my blaster to end your suffering permanently.
Run, my brother! Flee this one's wrath!
Go on, you two. Get out of here. I'm sorry about that. Those 2 beggars give everyone in the village a bad name. We aren't all like that, you know. Most of us are good people.
I'm sure you are, miss. It's just too bad your little welcoming committee is here to give people a bad first impression.
My name's Grugtar. Who are you?
My name is Shalina. You're from the Upworld, aren't you? I've never seen it. I was born here in the Undercity. Is it as nice as they say up there?
Oh, it's really nice up there, lady. The surface is a beautiful place.
I've never been to the surface, but sometimes I think I can see it in my dreams. The sun, the sky, the stars. It all sounds so wonderful. Gendar, the leader of our village, tells me I should spend more time trying to improve things down here and less time dreaming about something I can never have. Maybe he's right. You probably think I'm a fool, having dreams of a place I've never even seen. But when I was little, Rukil used to tell me stories of what it was like up there.
Rukil? Who's that?
Rukil's the oldest man in the village. The kids call him Rukil Wrinkleskin, but he's a kind man. He used to tell me the greatest stories when I was a little girl. I still like to listen to his tales about the Promised Land, even though I know they're just legends, but it helps to make the Undercity seem less dark somehow.
The Promised Land? What's that?
It's just a story to make little children smile. Rukil believes in it, though. Sometimes I can almost believe it myself, but then I look around and see the ugly truth. I guess we have to make the best of what we have, though. If you really want to learn more about the Promised Land, you should speak to Rukil.
Where can I find Rukil?
He's wandering around somewhere on the south side of the village. He doesn't move too far. He's hard on his bones. He's over 100 years old. The children laugh at him, and people think he's crazy because of his stories about the Promised Land, but he's really just a kind old man.
Let's ask him some questions.
You'd probably get more information from Gendar, the village leader, or maybe Rukil, but I'll tell you whatever I can.
Do you know anything about the escape pods that crashed into the Undercity?
I don't know anything about that, but maybe Gendar could help you. Sorry. Is there anything else you need?
Have any other Upworlders come through here recently?
There were quite a few people from the surface marching through the village, but none of them bothered to talk to me. Gendar might know more about them.
How about you tell me about the village itself?
Well, I was born here for starters. My parents were outcasts, banished to the Undercity for some crime or other. They never really liked to talk about it. Everyone here is an outcast, or the descendants of one. It's tough down here, but we survive. I guess it's easier for me since I've never known anything different. Some of the people have given up all hope. They've become bitter and depressed, but most of us are good people, despite what our ancestors may have done. Gendar could probably tell you more, or maybe Rukil. You could talk to them if you want.
I think we'll do that.
Oh, okay. Well, if you ever need anything, or if you just feel like talking, come back and see me. I hardly ever get a chance to speak to someone from the Upworld.
So it's a land of banished people who stayed here and started their own society. We found Space Australia. Let's see what we have going on around here. No one there? Outcast healer.
Wait, Upworlder. You can't go through this gate. There is too much danger and suffering beyond. For your own sake, turn back.
Who are you?
I am Isala, healer of this village. I use my knowledge and what little resources we have to care for the outcasts who are sick or injured. But despite my medical training, there is nothing I can do to help the poor souls locked on the other side of this gate.
What are you talking about?
The villagers infected with the Rukgul disease are quarantined beyond this gate. It's only a matter of time until they transform into horrible creatures that would destroy us all.
So you just lock them away in a cage?
For the sake of the village, we have to keep the infected ones locked away. And when they finally do transform into Rukguls, we'll let them destroy each other.
There must be something someone can do.
Nothing can be done for the infected villagers. Even the serum to counteract the Rukgul disease wouldn't be any use now. Nobody would be foolish enough to risk going into the pens to give them the cure. The infected ones could transform into Rukguls and attack them at any moment.
So you'll just leave the infected ones to die? You're a coward.
I can't help the infected ones. They have to die so that the rest of the village can live. I accept this. If you think that makes me a coward, so be it.
I want to ask you some questions.
If you have questions, you should speak to Gendar. He's the leader of this village. All my attention has to stay focused on trying to ease the suffering of those within the village. But despite my medical training, there is nothing I can do to help the poor souls locked on the other side of this gate.
All right, well, can you heal us a little bit before we move on? Infected outcasts. Several of the outcasts have been infected with the Rukgul disease. They have been placed in quarantine away from the others, so that when they transform into Rukguls, they won't ravage the rest of the village. Noted. So is that... Well, tell you what, lady, I'm going in through the gate.
Back again? Is there something else you need? If you have questions, you should speak to Gendar. He's the leader of this village. All my attention has to stay focused on trying to ease the suffering of those within the village. But despite my medical training, there is nothing I can do to help the poor souls locked on the other side of this gate.
Do we have to talk to her about the whole thing again?
The villagers infected with the Rukgul disease are quarantined beyond this gate. It's only a matter of time until they transform into horrible creatures that would destroy us all.
So you just lock them away in a cage?
For the sake of the village, we have to keep the infected ones locked away. And when they finally do transform into Rukguls, we'll let them destroy each other.
I'm going through those gates to try and help the infected ones.
I can't stop you from going through the gates, Upworlder, but if the infected ones have already transformed into Rukguls, you'll be walking into your grave.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and introduce these people to what I like to call medicine.
Please, help us. We're infected with the Rukgul disease. At any moment we could... No! This cannot be... No!
time to take your medicine. Cards, anytime. Come on, get him, Karth. Show him who's boss. There we go. See, look, you've been cured. You're no longer sick. Now we need healed.
Back again. Is there something else you need?
There we go. Aw, no presents from them. Anything over here? Nope. Ah, but there's more over here. Let's talk to them.
Please, please, you have to help us. We beg you. We don't want to end up like the others. Please help us. We can't end up like them.
Get away from me, you diseased mongrels!
Go then, Upworlder. Leave us here to die, abandoned by everyone.
Why have you come back, Upworlder? Do you come to mock us in our suffering as this disease destroys us?
I think I'll kill you so you don't infect anyone else. You don't need this kind of... I mean, there basically is only one way to handle an outbreak like this. Trust me. I know how the zombies get started. And if you just kill the first zombie, there's no more zombies. Trust me. Your society will thank me for it later. Want to heal us?
Back again. Is there something else you need?
Yep. I cleaned out your whole little gate area. You can move back in. Everything's fine. There's that Rukil, and there's Gendar. We need to talk to them. Let's just look around a little bit more. Get kind of a lay of the land here. So that was that little place. Gendar in Rukil's tent. An invisible wall. There we go. Aegir. Don't know who that is. Looks like we've got some people over there. Alright, so that gives us a good idea of what this area looks like. We'll go back and we'll talk to Rukil and Gendar. And we'll be doing that in the next episode of Gaming with Grug. Thanks for watching this one today, everybody. And as always, we hope to see you soon.